Hello everyone, welcome to my video. My introduction is Anggraini from Manajemen 23C class. In this video, I will explain about working capital. As seen on this slide, this presentation aims to provide an in-depth understanding of the concept of working capital and how we can manage it effectively to optimize the resources owned by the business. Definition. First, let's understand the definition of working capital. Working capital is the difference between current assets, such as cash, receivables, or inventory, and current liabilities, which are debts or obligations that are due in the near future. The importance of working capital. Then, why is working capital so important? Healthy working capital ensures that a company is able to carry out daily operations, such as paying employee salaries or purchasing raw materials. In addition, good working capital allows companies to take advantage of growth opportunities. For example, when there is an opportunity to make a sudden investment. For example, if a retail store has enough working capital, they can easily increase stock to meet the surge in demand during the holiday season. Working capital concept. Multiple lenses. We can view the concept of working capital through three main lenses, namely quantitative, qualitative, and functional. The first concept is quantitative. From a quantitative perspective, working capital is seen as a financial number or ratio. For example, calculating whether current assets are sufficient to cover current liabilities. Next is the qualitative concept. From the qualitative side, we assess the effectiveness of asset and liability management. For example, how the company can minimize bad debts or manage inventory more efficiently. The last concept is functional. And finally, from the functional side, working capital is seen as a tool to achieve business goals. For example, how working capital supports the company's expansion strategy. Conclusion for this slide, by understanding working capital from these three perspectives, we can better manage it according to the company's needs and goals. Types of working capital. We will look at the types of working capital. Working capital can be classified into three. Seasonal working capital. This is working capital that fluctuates according to the seasons. For example, retail businesses require more capital during the holiday season. Cyclical working capital. This type is influenced by economic cycles, such as when demand increases in an economic growth cycle. Emergency working capital. This capital is used to deal with unexpected events, such as an economic crisis or disruption in the supply chain. In the graph here, we can see how the production flow from raw materials to finished goods impacts working capital requirements. Working capital management functions. Next, let's discuss the main functions in working capital management. There are three main functions. Planning. Planning is the first step to projecting future working capital needs, such as through financial trend analysis. Optimization. In this stage, the company maximizes efficiency, ensuring that working capital is not wasted. Control. Control is carried out to ensure the use of working capital is in accordance with the established budget. As seen on the screen, companies can use financial analysis tools to support planning and control. An example is monitoring cash flow through graphs like this. Determining working capital requirements. Finally, we will look at how to determine working capital needs. There are three main components. Operating cycle. This is the time required to convert raw materials into cash through the sales process. Cash conversion cycle. It measures the time difference between payment for raw materials and receipt of money from customers. The shorter the cycle, the better for the company. Cash conversion cycle. It measures the time difference between payment for raw materials and receipt of money from customers. The shorter the cycle, the better for the company. Working capital requirement. This is the amount of working capital required to support the operating cycle. This pyramid shows how these elements contribute to a company's working capital needs. For example, manufacturing industries with long production cycles such as automotive require careful planning in determining their working capital needs. From the discussion above, we can conclude that working capital is a very important component in ensuring the smooth operation of the company. By understanding the types of working capital, whether seasonal, cyclical, or emergency, companies can prepare the right strategy to manage their financial needs. Working capital management functions such as planning, optimization, and control also play a key role in business efficiency and sustainability. Lastly, Knowing how to determine working capital needs through the operational cycle, cash conversion cycle, and calculating working capital needs will help companies make better decisions. In closing, I would like to emphasize that good working capital management not only helps companies survive in difficult conditions, but also provides competitiveness in the long term.